In March 2024, a Gen Zer took to TikTok sharing his heartbreak and fury after being rejected from 1,600 job applications. Is he doing things wrong? Or is the job market hopelessly broken? Let's dissect this to find out.
So if you live in the United States right now, you understand that we're going through a job market disaster, a crisis.
Let's take a look at this. I've seen others on social media comment on how the economy numbers are all fake and they're all rigged because of the upcoming election and whatnot. I think the media and many experts know that they have to prey on people's negative emotions so they can get the most likes and views. Let's face it, the negative stuff gets more airtime. I'll tell you what I really think though, and I'll put the links to the sources in the description below. By the way, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button if you get value out of this video. You'll help this small channel reach more people. So what's the truth about the economy and the job market? Well, we can take a look at different sources, including the media and government reports. Let's take a look at this article by CNBC. It says the strong US job market is in a sweet spot. The economy added 303,000 jobs in March 2024, the largest monthly gain in over a year. The unemployment rate fell to 3.8% in March, remaining below the 4% for over 2 years. It's a bit harder for workers to find jobs relative to the Great Resignation era a few years ago. So the job market isn't as hot as it was in 2021 and 2022 after the US economy came back from COVID. Remember, at that time, workers were quitting their jobs at the fastest rate in history. There was a lot of job opportunity and easy to find higher paying gigs. Are these numbers perfect? Not really. There are issues with things like unemployment rate because people who have given up aren't counted in the unemployment rate. And for some segments, such as with tech workers and new grads, it really is a tough job market. Part of the problem is that the industries with the biggest worker shortages, including restaurants, hotels, daycare, nursing homes, they aren't where recent graduates want to work. One other problem is that AI is replacing lower level work, which historically was given to new grads, and that helped them learn the ropes. Now, new grads have to compete with both AI and more senior people who were laid off in the previous years. So if you're a new grad, make sure you're well versed in AI to stay ahead of the game. What's the bottom line? The economy and job market is in decent shape, but for some sectors and groups, it's really tough out there.
But I'm about to expose everyone. So starting with if you're a hiring manager or you're in hiring practices, and secondly, I'm exposing companies and the games that they're playing from personal experience. So this will be one of my only videos today because so far I'm 1,600 job applications in, and once I post this video, I'm gonna go apply for another few hundred. And this is what's going on. So first and foremost, these companies are saying that they're urgently hiring, but yet they're rejecting everyone, and then they're reposting the job that they're urgently hiring for like a month or two later. What's up with that? Genuinely, there's been theories and comments that I've had saying that it's because companies are getting paid to do this, that they're profiting from it. I don't understand how, but just a theory. But my question is why?
It's a bit of a conspiracy theory you'll see all over social media that companies post fake jobs so they can collect and sell your data. But think about it. They make a lot more money on their real business, and it's too risky for them to engage in illegal activity. But outside of the companies, recruiters and recruiting companies are incentivized to build candidate databases, so be careful about submitting your information to them. My advice is to apply directly to a company's website unless you really know and trust a recruiter. But there are a couple of reasons the job posting in a reputable company may not be quite real. Companies post jobs to build talent pipelines so they can get ahead of hiring that may come up in the future. Companies also post jobs to collect intelligence data from candidates. For example, what candidates are looking for in terms of salary. Now, this isn't done a lot, but it can happen from time to time.
And second, another thing I'm going to expose is what these companies are doing is they're sending you through. I've been through, I can't even begin to tell you the amount of times where they'll have you for an initial interview. So I passed the first round, right? past the second round, past the third round. I'm like 2 weeks in to a company, like in their interview process. I'm at like interview number 4. And then they just go, yeah, sorry, no. Or they don't even get back to me at all. You not, there have been multiple companies where I'm going to like the 4th round of interviews and then they just never get back to me ever again. I'm like,
Okay, so on 4 interviews, I've done more than 4 interviews for a role, but that's for a more senior position. 4 is high for an entry-level position, but when employers have a lot of choice, they tend to treat candidates poorly. And yeah, in the past, I've been ghosted by employers after an interview. But what he should have done if he didn't was to go back and ask them, hey, is there anything I could have done better or differently? I've done that and often found that people want to help and provide valuable feedback. If he did that, he probably wouldn't be making the same mistakes over and over again.
what the hell, right? So out of the 1,600 jobs I've applied to, I've had one salary job offer that was around $41,000 a year to sell phones in Costco. I rejected that job offer. I turned that down. And I've been offered 3 1099 positions, which means I don't get paid hourly or salary. I just get paid on if I can make a sale.
Okay, so it looks like he's mostly been getting sales jobs and he turned them all down. He doesn't talk about his job strategy. He seems to be using a spray and pray technique, and that usually doesn't work well. He should have known upfront what these jobs were and how he would get paid, even if he didn't know the exact amount.
The other thousands of jobs that I've applied to, I've either been rejected or been played with through the interview process or just
Here's what I think so far. He's looking at the world as if it should revolve around him. He doesn't see the big picture, and I get it. I used to be the same way. I didn't understand why people were doing bad things to me. The harsh truth is that no one cares. They're not doing anything to him or playing with him. They're just doing what's best for them. And he hasn't made it easy for them to hire him. Here's a thought. Should they be thinking he had been playing with them by stringing them along and then rejecting an offer when he got it? Like it or not, the bottom line is that the people who decide whether he gets the job have the power. If I were advising him, I'd try to get him to change his mindset and to see the other person's perspective. They've got a ton of candidates to choose from, and their job depends on them finding the best ones. So they'll do what's in their own best interest. He needs to show them why he's the best person for the job, even though that can be difficult.
just never heard back from. It's crazy. Another thing I'm going to expose is college education. They don't seem to care at all that I have a business degree applying for marketing or management, any of these roles. All they care about is your work experience. So if you're currently in college and you're seeing this as maybe a sign to drop out, do it. Do it. Not financial advice, but do it. I'm in my last semester of college, and if I would have known, going back what I know now, I probably wouldn't have gone through 4 years of college. Just being honest.
I think he's partially right here. Your college degree doesn't guarantee anything. Many people have a business degree. A college degree is just a screener, the minimum you need to even be considered. But even that's changing. Many companies, such as in tech, don't even require college degrees. But you do need to prove you have the skills through certifications, experience, or a portfolio you've built up. There are some high-paying firms, such as high-end investment banking or high-end management consulting firms, that recruit from top-tier colleges. So that could be the only way in for those industries. Generally speaking, though, work experience trumps education. My advice is to get work experience as fast as you can, whether a summer job or an internship. Another thing to try is to take on freelance work and build up a portfolio that way. So I'm not saying don't go to college, but one problem with college is that they're not incentivized to make sure you get a job. So they make money whether or not you take courses that will meaningfully help with your career. You have to be smart about what you do in college. College is right for some and not for others.
And finally, for those of you saying, oh, you're not doing the right processes or step, you, because me and thousands of other people are literally trying everything from applying online to calling companies to going to job fairs to I literally go from business to business for minimum wage jobs. and I give out my resume and I talk to the manager and they go, oh yeah, well, either we're not hiring right now or they're like, oh yeah, you seem like a nice guy. Put in your application online. So I do that, get rejected. I'm not applying for over 6-figure job. I'm applying for minimum wage positions.
I feel for him. That's a tough position to be in and tough to hear. He's been told a lot of things that probably aren't quite true. Now, at the same time, here are things he could have done differently. I think he should have taken a more strategic approach to target specific job types instead of a spray and pray approach. He should have tried to get feedback as much as possible to avoid making the same mistakes over and over. One hack is to use ChatGPT to get AI to read both the job description and the resume and then suggest what could be improved. And then lastly, I think he could benefit from adopting a different mindset. Instead of expecting others to change, which is very difficult, it's easiest to see if there's anything we can change ourselves first. Posting a video like this will make any employer think really hard before hiring him, unfortunately. Okay, now let's watch another viral TikTok from another Gen Zer earlier this year. She too had a brutal time trying to find a job.
This is the most humbled I've ever felt in my life. I'm literally holding resumes, a stack of them, so that I can go in person to places and say, are you guys hiring? It's honestly a little bit embarrassing because I'm literally applying for like minimum wage jobs and some of them are being like, we're not hiring, and it's like, what? This is not what I expected. I graduated college with 2 degrees in communications and acting. I speak 3 languages. Oh, this sucks. Like, I just want to be a TikToker if I'm being so for real with you. But I can't be delusional anymore. Like, I literally need to make money. So, I'm just going to keep trying.
It's hard to watch because for a lot of folks, it's a tough job market out there. So she has 2 degrees and speaks 3 languages. This again shows that you need to be careful about what you do in college. You need to think about how the courses you take will help you in the job you eventually want. But there's a part 2. Let's watch that.
I got a job. Woo. Yeah! The birds are chirping. It's my lucky day today. It's a good day because I start my new job. I'm so excited, and I'm meeting a friend I met through TikTok who I really love and admire, and I'm meeting her for the first time today, and we're going to my favorite cafe in New York. So I got a job as a social media manager for a company called Redrick Comms. I think they're freaking amazing. I'm gonna tag them below. Okay, now I'm gonna run because I don't want to be late. I literally can't stop smiling. Look at me being so cheesy. I got a job!
It's great that she persevered and found a job that she loves a couple months later. Let's see what she did right. She built up a portfolio with viral TikToks and a huge following, and it proves that she can get results on social media. That makes it easy for an employer to hire her. It's nice to have a happy ending. But wait a minute, plot twist. She got laid off from this job too. Let's watch the final video.
I lost my job that I got and I was so happy and excited about last Thursday. Let's talk about it. First, I want to share with you guys how I got the job, and the reason why I got hired was because my old boss saw my video of me like looking for a job with my resume in hand, and then I got a DM saying like, hey, I can help you. And we met, and then we decided to work together, and it was a part-time opportunity that I took, and it was also like month to month, which I knew was like risky to take in the beginning, but I really believed in the company. I still do. Wanted to give it a try and yeah, like meet new people along the way. I definitely didn't expect to be let go so soon, but I totally understand. It's like a new company and they're like working on building themselves up, so it was all because of like budget cuts.
Okay, so she knew that the previous job was a part-time opportunity, but she had a positive attitude and used it as a stepping stone. And she's gracious about her previous employer, who sounds like took a chance on her and tried to help her. And she doesn't badmouth anyone. It's smart that she doesn't burn any bridges.
But now I'm literally starting to believe that everything happens for a reason. Because remember when I told you earlier today that I was having an interview? Your girl got hired. I wanted to share this information with you tomorrow when it's like nice and sunny out, but then I thought, you know what? I just want to share it with you right away. And I know for you, it's like, girl, how did you get hired? You were unemployed for like 1 day. And I know that this was fast, but this is all due to the power of networking. I want to tell you the story in another video, but when I went to London in February, I had a job interview. The person I met in London was the person who's gonna become my boss in the future, as in like tomorrow forward. The best advice I ever got when I was like in college or when I was younger was always be thankful for the people who help you along the way. And that is how I move in the world, with kindness, determination.
Networking. That's a power word. When I first started out as a clueless employee, I had no idea about networking. I thought it was some fluffy thing people talked about that didn't matter. I couldn't have been more wrong. She nailed it. If you're looking for a job, remember, don't spray and pray. Be strategic. And network. And if you're looking for more tips, sign up for my free newsletter in the description below so you can level up your work game. So what do you think about these videos? Do you agree? Disagree? Comment below. Until next time, stay savvy.